Dímelo, sabecito. What? Fist up today. Fist up today. Oh, fins up, baby. Miami, stand up. This is Fins Talk today. Let's go. Sun up over there. Game day on the brain. From the tailgate smoke to the hard count rain. Orange aqua on my back. Crowd shaking every seat. We talking ball, talking heat. Turn it up, feel that beat. Fins talk today. Fins talk today. Fins up all day from the 305. We ride that way. Bobby Fins talk. Fins Sammy on the way. Miami, vamos. It's Fins talk today. Hey. It's Fins talk today. Who you reppin'? Who you riding? Miami. Who you riding? Dolphins. We break it down, break it live. Every snap, every drop. Hey. Fins talk today. Fins up all day from the 305. We ride that wave. Fins talk. Fins Sammy on the way. Miami. Vamos. It's Fins talk today. Hey. Fins talk today.
All right, good evening, Miami Dolphin fans, and welcome to another edition of Fins Talk Today, live on FTSN, powered by the Fins Talk Sports Network and Fins TV, sponsored by Caneswear. I'm Bobby Fins Talk. That's the one and only Fin Sammy. We are back. We were off last week, got some stuff that I was dealing with, and so let's just take it. I appreciate Sammy be graceful with me and allowing me to say, like, hey, you mind if we just push? He's like, dude, don't even worry about it. So we're here. Lots to talk about. I mean, lots to talk about if you're a Miami sports fan. I'm like, my goodness, the Marlins are on fire. The Panthers made a blockbuster trade, bringing in Brady Tkachuk. The Miami Heat made a blockbuster trade. I'm like, okay, Miami Dolphins, we're waiting. Who is it? Who are we getting? Last night on these Tech Street Boys, Miami Sports, and so some other people were like, let's get Lamar Jackson. Let's just go ahead and go full circle here. But we're not at that point yet. But before we get into anything, Sammy, my man, how are you, sir?
How you doing, bro? Rising from the dead. I started the day at the ER and, just got off that around 6. I'm up for a few hours, so let's do it. So I feel much better. So we're back. We're not going to leave a spot open on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Let's just be clear about it. So we are here, damn it.
I did tell Sammy, bro, don't even worry about it. I'm off. Let's do. We can do any day. He's like, no, bro, we're going on Thursday. I was like, all right, you cool. We got it. Yes, sir.
Our turf, the flagship turf,
the flagship show. Let's see. Oh man, I'm like, well, appreciate you joining us, Manraj. Appreciate you, my man. Fins up to Miami Sports. Yeah, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We got a lot to talk about. The Miami Dolphins, of course. It's crazy because Miami, the Dolphins have given us something to talk about every week so far since the offseason. And Sammy and I were talking like, man, every time it's like there's something. And then finally, when the Dolphin stuff dies down, which is ironic that we didn't go last week, not because because there was nothing to talk about. We'll figure some out. It was because we were down and out. I was dealing with something on my end. So it's just funny how the Dolphins go down with news, and all of a sudden here comes every other Miami sports team with something going on. So it was just a lot of fun. But today we're going to talk about bold predictions with the next season. We're going to have some fun with that. Talk about some of the things that a lot of people don't have no expectations with the Dolphins next season about being any good. But is there any bold predictions? Do you believe Miami could be good? Manraj, do you think the Dolphins could do it? You say it there. Do you think Malik Willis will do good based on last year in 2024? That's a great question. We're going to get to it. First off, shout out to Adrian of the Rainy Day Podcast, our personal friend and friends of the channel. So appreciate him. Check out him if you're a Dolphins, Miami, South Florida sports fan. Also a pro wrestling fan. Whoa! Look who it is. He's about to go, whoa, man, on the way to us. Yeah, good day. I was just thinking about
that. I didn't do that.
I love how he goes. He says the guy loves about to go, whoa. So he knew, and he goes,
because I know reaction.
I know you. Sammy's not rolling his eyes, keeping it down. He's keeping him down.
I told someone the other day I need to call Evan to see if he's alive. So I've been very, very kind of busy, but I will. Hopefully he pick up the phone because he's too busy, doing business with.
Great to see Fitzstanza in the house, but if that's pretty cool. I just love how he figured out to go to the man on the left and go, whoa, that's exactly what I did. So now I'm a little flustered, but he knows me too well, my brother from Canada. Great to see that he's popped in there.
Happy Canada Day. I think it was yesterday, right?
Say what?
Canada Day was yesterday, right?
I don't know. I have no clue.
I thought. Ella, let us know. I think it was yesterday, Canada Day. If it was the case, you must be still celebrating. So congrats.
Let's do that. Let's talk Manraj. Manraj is saying, hey, he says, please answer my question because I'm optimistic. I'm a Dolphins fan. He says, do you think Malik Willis will do good based on last year in 2024? Sam, I'm going to let you go first on this one, man. Just let Manraj know what you think about Malik Willis's potential season coming up with the Miami Dolphins.
I'll be honest with you. The sample size, I always said here in Fins TV, here in Fins TV Plus, right here with Fins today, my expectations with Malik are not as high as everybody. Of course, like we saw before, he was expected to be a first-round pick from a small school in Liberty, dropped to the third round. The sample size in Green Bay is not great. It's not a lot of games, but he played very, very well with a lot of talent in Green Bay, with a good offensive line, with decent wide receivers. He played great. Now, Hafley has said so many times that the problem was he tried to, happens with mobile quarterbacks, they start running. So he thought a lot of times, instead of looking down the field, looking for the read, he started running. So hopefully he doesn't go back to factory settings here in Miami. But my expectations are just not as big as everybody else says. So I'm not saying he's going to be a bust. I think at the very least, he got very, very good backup quarterback money because that's the bottom line. It's not a bad deal. So my expectations are tempered. I'm waiting and see. I have to wait and see. But I'm not going to say I would love for him to be successful because that's the kind of player that we're going to be excited to be as our quarterback for the years to come. The electricity he brings, the way they plays the game. But to be honest, my expectations are not high. I'm going to have to wait and see a little bit because the talent over here is still yet to be proven. We have problems. We might have problems with the offensive line, or we might have a very good offensive line. And the wide receiver core, it is what it is. So we have to wait and see. So far, I think he has the potential to be. It's not like, they made the wrong decision. They did the right decision by beginning of it. But we have to wait and see.
So I may be telling on myself because Manraja, I'm going to answer this question with our bold predictions of this show. But I'll just tell you, I do believe that Malik Willis will be good this year, but, based off what his talent is. I mean, as Sammy has referenced, he could run. This was a guy coming out of Liberty that I liked a lot coming out of college. He went to Tennessee in a losing situation. You look what happened with, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the guy after him, the other quarterback. Oh, damn. Either way, nobody's really been successful since Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill there in Tennessee. He was drafted in the third round.
You mean Mr. Mayonnaise?
Mr. Mayonnaise, that's who I'm talking about. Yes. So, but no, those
I know guys, the name, but I know the mayonnaise.
There you go. Mayonnaise works. I already know what it is. So, but again, while I'll tell you I'm optimistic without Will Levis. Thank you, Evan. God, you see, I love when Evan's around because I know he's always around. I know he wrote in there, I'm always around. I knew that. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about Fitzstanza today, and I'm like, because I'm like, is he seeing how the channel has been growing? And, I'm doing the rest of stuff. I go, I know damn well he knows what's going on. He's watching. He's just quiet. But either way, so happy to see him in there. He knows that. But anyway, Raj, I'll tell you why I'm optimistic. Not because of what he did do, even though you should look at what he did with the Packers last year and reference that. It's not just that. That's not why I'm excited. I'm excited because John Eric Sullivan and Coach Hafley saw this kid, behind the scenes, in the film room, on the practice field. They saw the way he put in the work. They saw the work he put in. They saw how he responded when he had to come in. The Packers didn't fall off the face of the earth when Malik Willis came in the game. The team got interesting. Fans around the league started paying attention. Other teams started paying attention because Malik Willis was doing things that they did not expect him to do. Was his numbers earth-shattering? Oh, my God. No, they weren't. But they were enough to get the league talking. Now, of course, the whole league could be going crazy. But if John Eric Sullivan and Coach Hafley come to Miami and everybody's saying, man, Malik Willis, obvious fit, and they don't do it. They don't go after and sign Malik Willis. That tells you something because they had the front row seat. But because they made it a priority, even with no money, quote unquote, they still went out and got him. Not because of what he did, because they had fool's eyes looking at the little bit of time he was on the field. They saw all the extra stuff. They saw what the league didn't see. They saw in the practice room, in the film room. They saw in the meetings. They saw in the practice field how a backup practiced like a starter, practiced like he was ready to go. So am I excited or optimistic about Malik Willis? Do I think he'll be good? Yes, because I believe that those guys would not have brought him in if they didn't think he was going to be good. Now, is that for sure? And I no, but I'm giving you my point of view. I understand Sammy's. I'm just telling you mine. Adrian says still have about a month and a half until the hopium goes into overdrive. There you go. Cat in the hat. What's up, Fins fan? Appreciate you.
Well,
I
beg to differ because I think the hopium it's going to be like you said, it's going to be an all-time high in a month. But the hopium is rolling.
Hopium's rolling. I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you in a minute. I'll get into this because I've been talking about this all freaking week. But I'm going to say, love this. Evan says I'm back. I'll update you. So I'm looking forward to hearing from Evan. But the hopium, yes, I get it. Look, hopium is not this. This is what I mean by hopium. Oh, the Dolphins are going to do this and this and that and this. They're going to the playoffs. That's not the hopium. I have no expectations in regards of that. But I do believe Miami Dolphins are going to be fun this year.
Yeah.
This is the first time they blew everything up. They're starting fresh with a fresh foundation. There is no reason for not one fan to say, other than Ross being your owner, Dolphins owner, but there's no Dolphins fan who could come out and go, same old Dolphins. They're going to do the same old stuff. No, they're not, because it's not the same old Dolphins. It's not Chris Greer. It's John Eric Sullivan. It's not Mike McDaniel or Adam Gase. It's Coach Halfley. It's not Dan Marino. It's Troy Aikman. Like there's, and it's not Stephen Ross. It's Dan Silman, the son-in-law. So that's why I'm excited about this year. That's the hopium. I'm not saying that, it's going to be a 10-6, 12-6, whatever season. The hopium is we finally cleaned house. Now we can start from the bottom and move our way up. And that's what I'm talking. Look at that, Sammy. We were like, man, we'll just get through it. No, we got plenty to talk about. I mean, everybody's fired up.
The hopium is very well fired up. But I can understand this is the epoch, the time of the hopium. I get it. To be honest, I have very, very low expectations. You and I have talked something like my ceiling is 4 and my floor is 2.
Yes.
I have very, very, very low expectations.
Which I think is fair. And that's the way I was too. I am too.
When you think about it, we didn't get any breaks on the schedule. If you look at the schedule, we don't get any breaks. That schedule is tough. It's packed with teams, very good teams, playoff contending teams. So we're not gonna be favored more than 4 games. If you ask me, I don't think we're gonna be favored a lot. So it's gonna be rough. The key for the Dolphins' success next year, I'll tell you what, you're not gonna want to hear this. Adrian and others on the chat. The hope of this team is basically on Chris Greer, because Chris Greer last class needs to take another step. That's the bottom line this year. So there are a lot of players.
How dare you? How dare you?
If
you
those players
suck, the day in the hospital, you're going to come here with that? Go back. I'm just playing.
Hopefully, Chris Greer is listening, because it's on him. It's still on him, because that draft class has to play good, has to take the next step. If it doesn't happen, this team is going to win 2 games. If the last year's class comes to the camp and plays better, much better than last year, do the Patrick Paul step, who knows? Maybe.
But you see, here's the thing. Like, first off, shout out Daniel's in the house. He says 4 wins. 4-13. You said 5. Or somebody said the floor is 5. Cat in the hat says 5. You said 2-3. That's all good. Fine. We're okay with that. Dolphin fans, yes, we want to see wins. We're going to love seeing the wins. And we hope that it's better than what we expect. But again, don't expect wins. Expect growth. Don't expect, oh my God, playoffs. Expect progress. Manraj asks, who's going to be the offensive player of the year for the Dolphins? Is it De'Von Achane? That's the automatic answer. It's De'Von Achane. I think the bigger and the more important question is, which guy is going to step up? Which player is going to step up? Which of the wide receivers are going to etch their name into the starting book and not leave it alone? Not going to let it go. The guy I thought about, don't get me wrong, I think Caleb Douglas is going to surprise a lot of people here. Obviously, everybody knows what I feel about Chris Bell. I think Malik Washington has a chance to make a name for himself, but Kevin Coleman could be one of the MIPs this year, most important players on this roster. Not just as a receiver, but as a returner. He's going to do a lot for the Miami Dolphins. Who's going to be the defensive player of the year? Great question.
The good side on that is the leadership.
Wide open.
The captainship, the guys who step on the field is wide open for everybody. So if they're hungry, if they really want it, it's there for the taking. So that means a lot. You know what that means? That means a lot of money.
The only guarantee for me is to become one on post. There you go. And we're gonna see. We're gonna see on post game.
I'm already out on that one.
Our offense is going to be so spread out this year. Our highest receiver might only have 800 yards, possibly.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Let's switch this up and let's talk about it. First off, bold predictions for this year. Rumor, very quick. The latest Fins rumor. Bleacher Report. Dolphins are a potential suitor for former Pro Bowl corner Trevon Diggs. Sammy, get your quick reaction on that. What would you think if Miami were to go ahead and try to get former Pro Bowl corner Trevon Diggs to be in our secondary?
I think, well, first of all, everybody gets connected to Miami. That's
always.
So when they want to raise the price, they always say Miami's in, and Miami bites and gets into the bidding, and they're always out. So I'm not so sure that's accurate, but to be honest, that's one of the weakest parts of the team, unproven at least. They have like 12 cornerbacks right now that could, of those, maybe who knows who's going to say and who's not. So you cannot have enough corners. Khalid Douglas signed with someone. The corner we had last year. Did he sign with anyone? I don't remember. Did he? He signed for the 49ers or something like that?
I'm not sure. Daniel, I'm with you. I know everybody keeps talking quarterback, but I'm thinking that wide receiver.
We talked about it before.
We talked about it before. Even the Texas guy.
But for that to happen, Malik has to step up. And we have to see a lot of from him to take that gamble, because you're probably going to have, if not the first, the second pick, in my opinion. So it will be awesome if you could trade, I don't know, a couple of steps back and get to the first.
Rasul Douglas has not signed with anybody. Evan's letting you know. So there you go.
No sign. So I'd rather have him.
I would get Rasul Douglas over Diggs.
I would rather have him. So that's why it doesn't make too much sense. And what I know from this is kind of a gambler. So, you're taking a risk every time, he was supposed to go for the ball. So I'm not sure. I would rather go with Rasul instead. So I'm not biting on that one.
Some minicamp notes, because they brought up Delshitz just earlier. Right now, Greg Delshitz has emerged as one of the primary targets, or maybe the primary target for Malik Willis. That's per Marcel Luis Jock of ESPN. Clear trust in Delshitz making plays after the catch. Strong chemistry developing in team drills.
So much potential. That the guy he did so many plays last year. There's so much potential. Tight end is gonna be a key for Malik, because if he tries to scramble and that guy's open, then I think might go for a lot this year. So
Daniel, I'm going to challenge you on something, my man. A question for you, because I'm with you. It's building through the draft, right? We saw what the Miami Heat did with Giannis and then Brady Kachuk with the Panthers. So the question yesterday was, hey, they've done that, right? All right, show hi to Marlins. Let's go. But no, not really. But with Miami, the Dolphins, is there one player? It doesn't have to be a big name. There might be a name you can pull out of a hat. You're like, hey, nobody's thinking about this guy. But is there a player Miami could trade for the Dolphins that would get you a static, maybe not for this season, but future? Like, hey, we're building this year. We're building the foundation. I would grab this guy to kind of go along with these guys growing with the Achans and so forth. Let me know. I would love to know, is there one guy that if Miami were to trade somebody, is there one guy out there? If Tutu gets a 100-yard game, I will wear one on my head during post game. There you go. Let's see. So this is the thing too. You brought it up, right? With Greg Dulcich. There's so much potential. There is. Yes. And again, minicamp, a game is different from minicamp, but it would be great to see a player like Greg Dulcich come out and become a reliable tight end for the Miami Dolphins and for this league. So that way we could save from trying to go get another one. We got a guy, especially could build chemistry with Malik Willis. So that's some good notes there. De'Von Achane was brought up as a potential, obviously, offensive player of the year, which is obvious, right? That should be the most obvious point with the Miami Dolphins. Raheem Mostert, former Dolphin and teammate for De'Von Achane, he says he is super stoked for De'Von Achane. He deserves it for getting the new deal. Keeps proving everybody wrong. He's been doing that since we've gotten together, since he's came into this room as a rookie. He is a special cat. He said that on the set with Teron Armstead. He's not wrong. And I think now that De'Von Achane got his deal, he's going to have to continue to prove people wrong, because there are people who are like, you don't give running backs a second deal. He's not a lead back. He's not an every down back. He's too small. He's always going to have to answer those questions every time he keeps answering it. So that's why I do believe one of my bold predictions for this year is that De'Von Achane will have over 2,000 plus yards from scrimmage, Sammy. On the ground and in the air and always in control. And when you talk De'Von Achane, I was going to say Super Bowl, but not yet. So there you go.
No, it's way too early. Before we do anything, let me get a screen. Let me take a photo of this. I need to take the photo. If Tutu gets 100-yard game, I will wear one on my head during post game. I just had to take a photo of that because, Evan, I'm going to take you up on that. So I sent him that picture because if Tutu gets 100-yard game, anything can happen on the depleted team like the Dolphins. So get ready, baby.
Maybe. But what talk about De'Von Achane for a second?
We talk about Achane. I always say that Achane is a weapon. He's not only a player; he's a weapon. So that kind of player, like Tyreek Hill is, he's a wide receiver, but he's also a weapon. You had to plan to, find a way for him to be controlled, because he can break a touchdown in every run. He wasn't used as a receiver as much as he should have been, so that threat is there. I will do a screen of him at least 3 times a game to see what happens so many times, to keep the linebackers and the safeties honest. I will do that so many times. So we'll have to wait and see if they basically change the playbook to incorporate that facet of the game for Achane. That would be awesome if he finds a way to be more a receiver at times, because they're going to need another receiver. So, and with Malik scrambling, De'Von Achane is 20 yards down the field. He throws it, you get a touchdown. So that's what makes De'Von different. Running backs, of course, they're not getting as paid as much as they used to. They're replaceable. They're teams, let them go. When you have superstar running back, most teams should let them go. But I think the Dolphins did the right thing, because De'Von Achane is not just a running back; he's a weapon, and now basically he's the most valuable player in the Dolphins. So they did the right thing for keeping him, because it would have been way too difficult to find someone who makes the impact that he does for the Miami.
Absolutely. And Evan, you're right. Thank you, Evan. He says autocorrect is back. Yes, and I appreciate you. Yes, the 200 plus scrimmage yards and all-purpose yards for sure. Evan says, I'm not worried about the offense. We need defense to get away from the bend, not break, and get takeaways for sure. And talking about that, first off, Jordan Brooks, Dolphins linebacker, the best linebacker since Zach Thomas per Sammy on Finn's TV. He says, Jordan Brooks, who is from Texas A&M alma mater, he's talking about Jacob Rodriguez. He says, I've been a Jacob Rodriguez fan for about 2 years. I think he had the best college football season for a linebacker. That's why this is another bold prediction for me, at least. Jacob Rodriguez will be a defensive rookie of the year candidate. He's going to be that good that he'll be in that conversation during the season, during that second half of the season. I'm going to say he will be a defensive rookie of the year candidate. And it's not on here. Look for Chop Robinson to be an improved player of the year candidate as well. I think Chop is going to revive his young career. And
I think there's no one player in this team that underachieved more last year, that we need more this year, and we'll talk about before, than Chop Robinson. He has to step up. He's a first-round pick, and last year he regressed in so many facets of the game. So if he finds a way, to stop the run and goes from casi, like I used to call Jalen Phillips, to basically getting the sack, he's gonna be a completely different player. But we'll have to wait and see. He didn't do it in college. He hasn't done it in the first 2 years. He has to get to the quarterback. He has to get that sack. So we have to wait and see. I'm hoping, but I'm not expecting too much until I see it from Chop Robinson.
And I think that's fair, right? I mean, you have to see to believe. But again, with this defense, right? Like Evan brings up a great point. Again, this is what it's about. It's not about wins. It's about seeing what they do. It's about progression. It's about gaining experience. Like if one game, right? Like Evan and I, we do pregame and postgame, and we see the Dolphins had a bad defensive game. Okay, they had a bad defensive game. We're going to call it out. What didn't work? You know what I'm looking for? I'm not going to be crapping on anybody. I'm going to say, okay, week 2, how did they respond? How did this defense respond? How did these young guys respond? This Dolphins team is so good for young players that's why, like, this is a chance for Chop to come up and step up, or Jacob Rodriguez, or Chris Johnson. Like, this is a great time for a young team to do that. Chop has to, Bobby, if not fair. All right, Dylan Stewart, listen. Again, Daniel's on the money with this one. Look, I get the quarterback talk for next year. I know it's going to be a big thing throughout the season and whatever. But, guys, let me tell you, Dylan Stewart, Colin Simmons, you know, I mean, goodness gracious, they talk about edge rushers. There are some really good ones, you know. But, yeah, I agree. Lou says we better see a lot of chop celebrations into the ground after sacks. Hey, I just want to see – you know what? Yes, I want to see sacks. I want to see game impact play. If he doesn't get the sack, but he got the quarterback to throw off his back foot and throw an interception, give him a damn cookie. Give him a cookie. That's a good job, Chop. Chop it up. You did your job. But we're going to look at the end of the year and say no sacks? No, you know what? But look what he did. Look what he was able to open it up for the secondary. That's what he needs. Fitzgerald says Dante Trejo will be the second best player this season. Love it. There's a bold prediction right there from Finstanza.
And it's not a bad prediction. You know, basically he's playing a position, it's up for grabs. So, you know, he has a chance to take that position and basically be the leader of the team in that position. So the secondary overall is not great. It's unproven. So, and he had some very good plays last year. So we had to wait and see. But that's a very good statement from Evan, because that might be, you know, he might end up being the best player in the draft. Who knows?
We'll see. Malik Willis, we talked about him a little bit. I didn't want to tell on myself, but I'm going to tell on myself right now. My bold prediction, in the air and on the ground, 30-plus total touchdowns.
Wow.
He's going to have 30-plus total touchdowns this season as a full-time starter, rushing and passing. Sammy, reaction.
Yeah, I think it's not a bad prediction, basically, because, you know, the way he runs the ball, you know, in that goal line, you had a lot of chances for him to scramble and get touchdowns too. So that's a very well. It's a bold prediction because he's still, again, unproven on a team that you have to wait and see, but it's not a bad prediction. I kind of like it. I think Achane is gonna be basically the MVP of the team again, but be even better, more impactful than he was last year. That's my bold prediction. That would be expected for a guy who got paid. But with that offensive line, we still don't know where we get, so we'll have to wait and see. But I think the Achane is going to be even more of a weapon this year. They're going to throw a lot more to him, a lot more screens, a lot more good runs, and I think the offensive line is going to help him a lot. I expect the offensive line to be much better than last year, and that's going to be the key for this team. So I expect actually if he was the offensive MVP last year, if he had a great impact, I think he's going to have a much more, even bigger impact on the passing game. So that's my bold prediction.
I'm going to say, too, just it's not on here, but I've said it in the past, so I was going to put it out in there in the universe. Again, I do believe, you know, we talked a lot about De'Von Achane, and rightfully so. He's that damn good. And, again, how Miami has addressed this offensive line and what they're talking about in regards of updating their playbook and running the ball a lot more. So that tells you that De'Von Achane is going to have more, even though he already is a prominent role, more prominent going in this next season. But I really do believe, you know, I saw 800 yards for a receiver. I'm going to say 800 yards rushing for Ollie Gordon. I think Ollie Gordon is going to have over 800 yards rushing. I think he could be in that category based on what they can do, especially if you're going to move Achane around. Ball prediction, no capri pants on the sideline. There it is. He brought it up. He waited. And there it is.
Tutu will get one 100-yard game. So
yeah, he'll get one 100-yard game. And my final bold prediction, at least of right now, the 2026 Miami Dolphins season is going to be a lot of fun. If everybody has the right expectations going in. If you're expecting a lot of wins, you just love being in misery. Don't do that to yourself. Just enjoy the ride. Look at these young players. Let Malik Willis play. He's young. His first full season as a starter. He has experience. He's a basically experienced rookie, 3 years in. It's a very experienced rookie, or how many years he's been in the league. Again, Jacob Rodriguez, the Johnson, Chop, the receiving core, the running game, the new staff, everything. It's going to be a fun ride. So sit back, put your seatbelt, lower the windows, let the wind hit your face, and just chill, bro. And sis, it's going to be a fun ride to be a Dolphins. I'm just going to say this. It's just a fun time to be a South Florida sports fan. I said this on East Entry Boys. I put it in the comments in the Soul Flow Sports Show, who, by the way, I don't know how, but they got to be over 1,000 subscribers. Fans, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Those are my peeps. I love them.
I'm telling you, it's not just, everything they do. You guys need to be paying attention. Get them over 1,000. Get them over 2,000. Keep it rolling. I mean, they don't just talk Dolphins, Heat, they go to every damn game. They're every damn where. I mean, you listen every time they're like the Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, man. That's Lou and Ashley, my cousins, those are my primos. So listen, but I said it. It's not just have fun. Don't have any high expectations. Have expectations for the Heat. Have high expectations for the Florida Panthers. Enjoy the ride with the Miami Marlins, who are giving you reason to celebrate. But with Miami Dolphins, we don't have high expectations. So just sit back, enjoy the ride. Sammy, what were you going to say?
Well, basically, you're right in the money, but I have expectations. I don't expect a lot of wins, but I expect to be better in so many areas where we lagged last time. Better coach, more disciplined, a focused team, and more physical team. That's what my expectation. Wins and losses, when your team is basically has half of the cap of the NFL, basically compared to other teams because of the stupid decisions we made. With a young team that we have, with a very improving team, with a very improving quarterback. So if you're expecting a lot of wins and losses, you might be end up with a disappointment. I'm going to be consistent on that. But my expectation is to have a smarter team, a tougher team. How many times we talk about the Dolphins being a weak team and how the national media portray the Dolphins as a weak team, which at times they were. But I think that they have some badasses in that locker room. Another thing I expect this year is I think the defense is going to be better than the offense. A lot of people are we're talking offense. I think the defense is going to surprise a lot of people. I think, they're going to be an angry D and, against very good teams. So I expect the defense to end up being better than the offense. Not by year 3, but next year for sure I expect the defense to be better. That's my goal.
Yeah, there you go. Fitz says the season's already over. Curly, Larry, and Mo are gone. Oh, it's already way over last year. Yes. I get it. But and again, Evan says Bobby will let us know November 7th if he's attending Fan Club weekend. Well, again, there's some things that I told Sammy about what's going on. They about Indianapolis and gonna go a week after to Fan Club. I think that's how it goes, but we'll figure it out. But man, first off, shout out to everybody watching right now. We got over 500 people watching live.
Yes,
on all platforms. So thank you on an awesome Thursday night. We didn't know if we were going to go live because we had stuff going on. But Sammy's like, Bobby, we got to go live. I'm like, you know what? I'm with you. Let's freaking roll.
It's Thursday. It's a flash of turf. So it's I don't care what's in the hospital all day. I don't care. Gotta protect our turf, baby.
That's right. There you go, brother. Now, as you see here in the comments there, No Holds Barred Wrestling channel. If you're not familiar with it, go check it out. Go subscribe. Go check out that awesome intro video for the channel done by the Fitz Post Productions crew. Let me tell you, that guy at Fitz Post Productions does a pretty damn good job. I had my brother surprise me.
I think it's great. I think it's a great intro.
It's a good person. It was. I mean, phenomenal. I'm just gonna say, guys, if you got a YouTube channel and you're starting out, you want some great go to Fitz Post Productions. It's cheap. $1,500 per video. He'll hook you up, man. I'm telling you.
Wow, really? Oh, come on, man.
Or more. I don't know. You got to talk. I'm just telling you.
Oh, wow.
Maybe I went too low. I'm not sure.
Wow.
But
you guys in Pakistan that will do it for $20, baby. Don't do that again. Come on.
Either way, I'm going to tell you something. The Holds Barred Wrestling tomorrow. What I was going to say is my brother Nick He traveled from Pennsylvania to Arizona. He's at the Arizona Wrestling Federation. He's taking a break from doing his performances on the $1 Million Quartet, and he's Jesse Guerin over there. I need a Temu Fins post. There you go. I was like, I need a Temu Fins post.
I know Fins post. I know he's not gonna charge Lou a penny. He loves Lou, so he's not gonna cost a penny for Lou.
Lou, you got that. I think Lou got that family discount.
Friends and family discount.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, he loved that video. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out for the No Holds Barred Wrestling channel, and go subscribe if you haven't. Tomorrow, live on the No Holds Barred Wrestling channel, Finn Stanza, Primo, Sammy, watch live. I'll be live at 2 p.m. Eastern with my brother Nick, doing the Nitro Rewind for episode 3. Talking about episode 3 of Nitro War Games Fallout. So he's excited. He wants to do a little more stuff. He wants to get involved with that. So let's get he'll be on. So join me to welcome Nick to that and do that. Awesome. And, and let's have some Lou, you're invited. I know you're old school wrestling fan, Sammy and all that. Adrian, Evan for sure. Evan, we got WrestleMania Saturday. We got WrestleMania 12, which is the Iron Man match coming up. So I'm looking forward to watching that. So make sure you subscribe to that channel, and of course subscribe to FTSN. Sammy, any thing going on with Fins TV?
Well, we're gonna be back for, I think it's June. I'm working on promo. I still remember the date. The Tuesday, I think the training can start on Monday. The Tuesday, I think it's 28th. If I'm not mistaken, we're gonna be back with bonus episodes every single week. We're gonna go back to regular scheduled programming, but actually we're gonna have those as bonus episodes. And the Tuesday before the season starts, that's going to be our season premiere. So we're going to have an awesome guest for another show, hopefully that day. And, I'm working on the promo for that, and you're going to laugh a lot when you see it, because it's going to be, not for me saying it, but it's going to be awesome. So we had a lot of fun doing it. So we had to wait and see for that.
There you go. Guys, don't forget, again, with FTSN, we got so much great content here. East Century Boys on Wednesday night. We've been covering the Miami Heat. Shout out to all the new viewers we got on these episodes that we've been doing. One bonus question.
Yes. You tell me, you're one of the basketball guys. Are the Dolphins, are the Heat against LeBron? Yes or no?
As the Heat say, wait till July 6th. I believe that it's real. I think it's real. King James is on his way back. I think he has to. If not here, he has to go to Cleveland. It can't be Golden State. Go to one of the teams that you did your career in. Wrap one season up, whether in Miami or Golden State. But I think it's Miami. I think it's real.
I thought it was very interesting that the agent said that the conversation was that he wants to be a place where he was happy. I think, Miami is happiness, baby. Miami's happiness. When you have that kind of money, Miami's happiness.
That's right. That's right. It's a great time to be a South Florida sports fan, but I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I believe.
And those Panthers.
Hey, let me tell you. So if you're a Miami sports fan or a sports fan, subscribe to FTSN. If you love the Dolphins, subscribe to FTSN. Subscribe to Fins TV. If you're a South Florida sports fan, Brandy Day Podcast, SoFlo Sports Show. And if you're a wrestling fan, FTSN, of course, and also the No Holds Barred Wrestling channel. We'll be live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Caneswear, Dolphin fans, you love the Canes, you love the Dolphins, Heat, Marlins, everything South Florida sports. Go check out Caneswear at caneswear.com or 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. I'm Bobby Finstock. That's Finn Sammy. Like and subscribe. And most importantly, as always, Dolphin fans, fins up.